So I'm going to bring you along with me. I try to look at my plants every morning. I have some annuals I water, and who doesn't want to watch a guy water his own plants? So join me. So I'll start by showing the old garden here. So it looks really full, and it is, and it's not producing quite yet. But something I tried this year, which I really have enjoyed, is I put annual seeds amongst all the other plants I have. So deep in there we have our peppers. Way down there I have the beginnings of a zucchini plant. Here's my tomato plant coming out. Cucumber is going nuts. And then we had some lettuce here that's already bolting, but as you can see here, the last of the good romaine, but the spinach is gone, it's bolted. Our other romaine, look, it's growing still, so we might have some romaine, but the whole reason I did this was here in Sacramento, Rancho Cordova specifically, the sun is very intense. And if you look around, we have no shade around here other than that tree, but the sun doesn't hit there, it goes all across here. So it actually comes through there, so you can see, no shade. And in the heat of summer here, it's consistently 100 and really dry, like maybe 5% humidity. So the big, problem we have is the soil is rock hard within minutes of watering. So you need shade. So what I did, and I'm probably going to do this, if you have any sort of, shade issues with intense sun, is annuals. Look at how much shade that provides, and the water retention is much better. So I'm only watering about half of what I did last year, and things are flourishing right now. I recently trimmed up that cucumber because we have some nice weather for the next week, and I wanted to open it up so kind of begin fruiting. As you can see, you got one there. I'm sure if we start digging in here, you'll see a bunch. There's a lot of flowers, but so you can see everything's kind of coming along. We don't need to water that. I have a whole timer set up, very sophisticated, and so we're fine with that. Same thing here. We have blueberries, which I've planted in the ground. So let me shut this. Blueberries, which we've planted in the ground, but I have a drip system kind of for these. So as you can see, they look good. And again, they're just getting hit by the sun all day. So I just come out here, I double check to make sure that they're doing okay. Like the last week, we were in the hundreds for a bit. As you can see, there's a little bit of heat stress, very normal for blueberries to lose a couple of leaves. But if you look here, the bigger ones with more established roots, they don't really have the signs of the heat stress. So we're letting them grow right now. This is kind of the beginnings of June. So our blueberries are going to be changing here pretty soon. We'll be able to eat them. We've had a couple change over here. As you can see on this one, this is the beginnings of the change, and we've already eaten a couple. Well, my son already ate a couple. But that, you know, that's the point. So I'm glad, you know, we're figuratively and literally getting, you know, enjoying the fruits of our labor. So, and this is my apple tree. Take you on the 360 tour. We have it, I'm trying to do an open vase prune to it. So let me get out of the direct sun here so we get a good look. What we're doing is we're taking branches, you know, about, I probably did it too high. I think it's what, about 4 feet, 4.5 feet up. So that's the bottom. And you pull the branches down so the fruit is easy to grab, you know, when it starts coming. It probably should have been much lower, maybe 2 feet, and the branches could have come out here, so you probably could have had 6 to 8 feet of branch with fruit on it at reaching height. But you know, you live and learn. And so right now, we'll probably get, you know, I'm gonna keep it, I'm gonna try to work these so, you know, they're able to grab. But again, it's also a backyard tree, so, you know, it's gonna double as shade. I have a little shade structure here that doesn't do much, but because the sun is over here, you know, so it doesn't really do anything. But that's what we're working on right now. It hasn't produced yet. We had a couple apples pop up that, you know, withered away very quickly, as to be expected. It's the first year it's fruited, so I anticipated nothing being edible off of it. I think next year we're gonna have, you know, a decent amount, and then after that's probably gonna get very, very good. So in about 2 years from now, I think we're gonna have a nice little producing apple tree here. Honeycrisp, so that's the apple. I love Honeycrisp, and hopefully 2 years from now, probably, you know, closer to fall, I'll be eating my own. So looking forward to that. I also have here a little starter seed container that we have sunflowers in, and I have the lid here. It may be too hot and I may have roasted them, but we'll see. But I have sunflower seeds in here, so we're just kind of waiting for them to pop up. I used my own compost. I compost all my own clippings, so anything from the garden, the trees, our lawn, I don't put in the green waste. I put it out here. I have a till that it's okay. I probably got it working as best as it could, and it's still a piece of junk, so it just stays out here and I use it for this. I probably will do some lawns for some people, just kind of doing some leveling, but I'll record that later with it. But you'll see, I'll do some rototilling videos. But this is a finished pile of compost that I need to start dispersing out to things, and once that's gone, then I can start my next round, and I will show you guys that. Here are my strawberries. These are sort of the most successful thing I've done. I feel that I finally figured these puppies out. I had bought them last year, and I had them in the red container over here, and learned that they love to drape these little runners over the sides of the pot. So what I did, well, my wife did, you know, like she's really the mastermind behind it all, but we got these wine barrels. Some guy in Rancho was selling them. Got them for, you know, a decent price. And earlier this year, my son and I, you know, before I was recording, we brought these out here. I have them on a drip timer, so, you know, these are all on timed watering, and there's 2 plants each. Yeah, look at these. I mean, they're just, this thing's a producer big time. We have these with the idea of, I mean, you can really see it over here. These runners are just gonna start you know, being like a curtain on this wine barrel, and strawberries will be producing, because the key is to have these little puppies hanging over the side, not touching anything. And they've started to do that, and the strawberries have just been insane. We've probably been pulling 2 or 3 strawberries off at a time right now, and it's, you know, look at, they're just hiding these big ones, but we've had these monster strawberries And I can be showing more of that, but truly the way to do it is you want at least 3 feet off the ground. I think this is probably the minimum height you want to do strawberries. I have it filled about halfway with little stumps like this, little tiny logs. Then I have dirt and compost. So from my pile and just clay dirt, we have that mixed into here. And I've been topping it off with compost and kind of some synthetic fertilizer. But they have just been going crazy. And out here, you got to have stuff on the automatic timers because, again, things dry out so fast. So with this, taking advantage of the afternoon shade from our fence here and having, some regular irrigation, these things produce, man. So these are kind of like the pride of my backyard. So I'll show you more as we start harvesting throughout the year, but these are looking great. So I got the annuals all watered over here, down that way. So everything's okay here. Again, we have pretty mild weather, so what I do is I just go through and check. I have my boxwoods we planted earlier this year. They're doing just fine. Our fringe tree, very, very healthy. No issues there. We have a red bud over here. This has always had trouble this year. What I did in the fall last year, they made these little circles with a 3-foot radius, so a yard radius on them, and they're sloped down, so the drip line for the tree is getting the water, so you're not suffocating the root ball, and that is quite a difference maker. But this thing always gets toasted in the summer. It's just how things work here, but it's looking good. A lot of growth, so that's good. Trees are looking wonderful. Grass looks good. I mowed it. I mowed it on Friday. Today is Monday, so it just hasn't grown too much. It's just been so hot out here, but that's sort of like our winter around here, as the heat stalls out so much growth. So I guess you just take that, because the winter time you're out here whenever you can, because it gets so dark so fast, but things are growing like crazy. So Sacramento, yeah, look at the growth on that. That looks wonderful. That's what they're all going to start turning to. This probably gets the most shade of all of them, so that's why it has a little bit more than say the rest of them, because these have been, we just had our neighbors clear out. You're talking about foliage just all over. We're getting maybe 4 to 5 hours of sun through here, and then we get maybe 12 hours of sun through all of this, and you're talking about 100-degree sun all day. So it's been holding up, but definitely has changed a lot of plans back here. So hydrangeas are looking good. It's cool. Pink, purple, pretty cool. Sunflowers, they're about to start producing heads, so we have all varying sizes. There's one over here with a praying mantis. We'll see if we can find him. don't see him. I'll have to come out in the evening. He hangs out on this one right here. So, little guy, but he's actually growing. So, I probably should trim all the bottom leaves, but I don't know. I've been really taking it easy on the maintenance on them and just trying to water them and let them do their thing. That was the only one right here that we couldn't get it to stay. So hopefully with one of those starters we can do that, and the rest are gonna go to my family. So camellias looking really, really good. They produce in the wintertime, so around November, December, they'll have these nice little pink flowers. So we're trying to get this almost like a it's not really like privacy, but we're gonna have it, you know, about fence height, maybe it's a bit higher. And again, just to kind of have some natural landscaping. So, all right, off to the front yard. So what I do is I walk out here, just check everything out. The geraniums, I'm doing okay. Again, I just filled some compost in all of these a few weeks ago. It's just summer heat, so they're doing fine for what they're gonna do. It's a potted plant in Sacramento. They usually get toasted, but they've been kind of getting used to it. So, yeah, I just come out and check, make sure that they're being watered just fine. These are Agapanthus, I think that one is, and this is like a lily of the Nile. I'm probably wrong, so if we ever get any viewers on this and they know what the names of this stuff, like these are, because that's what I believe it, but could be wrong, and I probably am. So I'm more than happy to be corrected on things. But this one is flowered. It looks like they're gonna get some more, but this is the most flowers I've ever seen of it. That one's gonna get started, so that one's gonna be real beautiful. But those are doing pretty good. I usually just water them like twice a week, and they seem to really love it. So really low maintenance front yard. I want to show you kind of like a front view here. So we have a drought resistant landscape. Me and my wife did this. I just come through here. We have some drought resistant stuff that I just kind of keep an eye on. Make sure they're doing okay. We do really light watering with these. They're made for the climate, so I just kind of monitor. And then this is my pistache tree that I planted a few years ago when it was just about that high. Just a little whip is what they call it. But it's really coming in, and I have finally taken the the mounts off the little mounts for the tree from the stake off. So now it's just kind of hanging on by itself. So I mean, like the thing is when you're involved with it, right? You're like, oh, this is just a little baby tree, but I mean, this thing's pretty thick, very healthy. This thing, I probably do a deep watering maybe once a month. This thing, with these pistachio trees, they have a tap root that goes straight down. So even though we're kind of in a drought right now, that's why you see so many of these around Rancho and Sacramento, is that they're built for this type of dry climate. They have very strong tap roots that get deep water. So yeah, I just go through. I planted these dandelions. We've had them in pots. I had this in a pot for a couple of years, and then this winter, when it was dormant, I planted these kind of ornamental dandelions, and they have been loving it out here. So again, they like it dry and hot. I mean, that's why you see so many dandelion weeds. So these things have just been doing great. And it's gonna be a nice little touch. I bet here in the next month we're gonna have a lot of little yellow dandelion flowers. Should be awesome. I'll make sure to get some of that stuff up. And everything else, we have a weed here I want to kill. It's probably some plant. There's so many pods through here that every now and then they just start kind of growing, and then I just have to kill them. But yeah, that's it. So just kind of double checking. So that's A morning in the life of modest ranching. All right, so that's sort of my morning, just taking care of the plants around here. As you can see, I do have a bit of a grass area that I take care of. I probably will have some videos of just me mowing and stuff. I find those to be somewhat boring, so I don't, really show myself. But I do have like a little riding mower, this little John Deere push mower, and then just a ton of power tools that I just use, throughout the week. So I'll probably show them kind of being used, because I've had to fix all of them continuously, because when you buy used crap, it generally stays used crap. You just keep it running long enough to keep breaking and then keep fixing. So I actually have a Ryobi weed eater I'm fixing right now. So I have a video on that probably will be posted whenever, but that one will be coming. And then just as things kind of come and go, my dad has a 4-cycle Craftsman weed eater with the hedger attachment that he found. So we're gonna get that going for him. Probably, try to do as cheap as possible. So you'll see that, pressure washing it and stuff like that. So we'll start having some fun. And I do have a big time resto coming up. So consider that your little teaser. So chainsaw, and I am hella stoked. So we'll kind of get into that. But till then, you know that song, huh? You ready? Me and you. Yeah!